Hello, as you know, I'm Kainton, and today we are continuing with our lesson on SAP HANA. In the previous tutorial, we completed discussion of SAP HANA architecture, and today we are going to continue with the next part, and that will be comparison of regular database system with SAP HANA. Just a reminder, please subscribe to my channel so that you get notified when I make new presentations. So below this video, there is a subscribe button. Click on it to subscribe. And also don't forget to look in the description so that you can get a link to this PowerPoint presentation and also a complete explanation of this tutorial. Alright, so let's see how it works. A regular database system, of course, you know, relational database is stored in tables that are connected or related to one another, and also data is stored in records. We also mentioned that in HANA, records are column-based, so data storage in HANA is column-based storage, which actually is better than regular database that uses row-based storage. So basically what happens here is that there are two layers. In the regular database system, we have the data intensive logic, your application, and you have the database. So if you want to perform logic, you query some data, pull it into your data logic layer or application layer, perform some calculation, and save the result back to database. And when you want the result, you simply call it back from the database. So this is what happens in a regular database. Query some data from the database, use it, and put back the result in the database. In SAP HANA, it's a little different. In SAP HANA, everything happens inside the same place, inside SAP HANA. So database logic happens right in the database, but there is a little application layer called application logic, like a control flow logic, which is very small part of the logic that happens outside of the database, and this is called X engine, extra small engine, meaning that this is very small, but it's more like integrated with the database because this very much understands the database logic. So everything happens right inside HANA and happens in memory. So remember, the key word is in memory, and that offers several times better performance than regular database. Alright, let's talk about SAP native HANA, right? So means data from various sources is passed into HANA and used in creating information model and then in reporting tools. So this is basically simply a high-level view of SAP native HANA. After now, I'm going to explain the difference between native and non-native HANA. So you have different data sources, SAP, flat file, non-SAP, XML, and so on and so forth, gets into SAP HANA, is then used in reporting. SAP Business Object and other apps can then use models created here to make reporting and then present it to the user. Alright, so now this is kind of the layers. So what actually happened? What kind of infrastructure do you need to be able to create an SAP HANA environment? The first thing you need is the data. You need, of course, data, because data needs to be stored. Of course, it's in-memory data, we know, but we still need data. So calculation logic happens right in the database. Calculation logic happens in the database. Control flow logic happens in the application layer, right? Or control flow logic happens in the application. So we have this XS, which is extended services, which is part of SAP HANA. The interesting thing is that everything here is what makes up SAP HANA. So calculation logic happens in database, control flow logic happens in the application, and then what we have outside HANA is a client. Of course, the client has to be outside HANA because this is the user interface, which is a browser interface the user uses to access this data. So presentation logic happens in the client. So this is basically the SAP native HANA XS infrastructure. These are about the same thing, but there are a little more details added. So we have data sources, right? Gets into this place. We have transfer methods, SAP landscape transformation. We have also business objects, data services, direct direct extract or connection. Then we have flat file. These are the transfer methods. So when data comes in, it has to be managed using one of these transfer methods to transfer it into HANA information model. Interesting thing about this is that you, as a developer or as a DBA or some other information related role you play, you sit somewhere here using HANA Studio, an interesting application to create the information models that users will be able to appreciate, to see and appreciate. So after now, we are going to talk about HANA Studio, how to install it, and then how to set up development environment. But this is basically the high-level view of what SAP Native HANA is all about. So we have this information model. You actually create information model right in HANA. And then we have reporting. You can use whatever information model you built to make reports using business objects and other reporting tools. So how do you upload data to HANA? I think we basically mentioned it, but I need you to remember that there are 4 of them. We mentioned SLT, that is SAP Landscape Transformation. What is it? It's a table-to-table mapping real-time transformation. So it maps data from the other data source to SAP HANA table. So table-to-table mapping, that's what we have as SLT. BODS, Business Object Data Services, has been part of SAP for a long time. So it also uses to manage data, incoming data. So we have direct extract or connection, which uses standard data sources of SAP. So this is part of SAP. And then we have flat file. We have data from flat file. SAP HANA supports CSV and XLS. So if you have Excel spreadsheets spanning several years, this spreadsheet can be transferred into HANA. So what are the advantages of HANA extended services? What is extended services? Extended services refers to the services, the various services that make up SAP HANA that control or provide the logic for SAP HANA. So it provides application development process using that is the HANA Studio is the application environment, development environment you use. Possible to use HTTP-based user interface, gives a wider implementation base, better performance, runs on SAP HANA and requires no external application server. Alright, so how do you then migrate existing infrastructure SAP to SAP HANA? Normally we may have Oracle running as a database for SAP Business Warehouse. This is what we have before SAP HANA. We have Oracle database connected to SAP Business Warehouse, and that has been great over the years. But when SAP HANA come along, how then do we migrate what we already have into SAP HANA? Well, there are 3 steps to do that. The first step is transform the Oracle database into HANA. We use one of the methods we've discussed, SLT, BODS, XSC, DXC, and other methods. We can use it to transfer data from Oracle database to SAP HANA. Step 2 will be to upgrade your existing SAP Business Warehouse. Make an upgrade to a latest version. And then you simply connect HANA to BW. So it's a seamless way to migrate what you have to SAP HANA. So this may be Oracle, it might also be something else that you have running on SAP Business Warehouse. So follow these 3 steps and you're up and running with SAP HANA. So interestingly, this existing system might just remain if you like to leave it. You have data layer, you have presentation layer. Alright, so introduction to SAP HANA Studio. This is the interesting part, the application, which is an Eclipse-based application development tool used for HANA. So in SAP HANA Studio, we have different roles, just like in SAP, we have the modeler, we have development, we have administrative role, and other roles. So basically, we'll be using these two roles, modeler and development if you are a developer, and then admin role for those who perform administrative tasks. Working with tables and views, we will create tables and then load some data from CSV files. SAP HANA Studio will actually provide the tools for you to load data from CSV files and create your tables for SAP HANA. And then we will create views, attribute views, analytic view, and calculation view. We'll explain all this as we move along in the practicals. So let's go set up SAP HANA Studio. But before then, remember to subscribe. This is a typo. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Click on the subscribe button below so that you can get notified when I make the next lesson on using SAP HANA Studio. I'd like to thank you for viewing. Also like the video, leave a comment if it's been informative for you.